Knight in shining armor? Hello family, welcome back to another video. If you're new, I am Emily, otherwise known as Shamanism. You can call me pretty much anything, just don't call me late for dinner. Glad to have you on the channel. I'm a musician, an author, an entrepreneur, and a great deal of many things, including a vibrational healer, so I'm grateful to have you here. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. What I wanted to talk about in this video is I'm not sure if I call it a stereotype, the idea of this knight in shining armor that many of us have grown up with. This idea that at some point along your journey, and this applies to all genders and all of that stuff, by the way, you guys hopefully by now know that I'm inclusivist of everybody, that regardless of race, gender, and all of that jazz, that there is some person out there dressed up in this wonderful, shining silver plate mail armor that is going to ride by on their horse, stop beside you and go, woman, man, or individual person, I have been waiting for you my whole life. Yoink you up onto the horse, and you'll both gallop away into the sunset. Now, honey, let me share some wisdom with you on that subject. First, I want to say this, that you're not alone if you've sort of believed in that, I don't even know what to call it, at some point in your life. Because listen, we are absolutely inundated, really and truly, through the media, through social media, through like movie media, through honestly so many things out there. We are really conditioned. Books even, all kinds of books, so many books, all the books, not all the books, many books. We are conditioned to believe that this magical person with X, Y, and Z criteria is going to come along to just take away all our worries and our cares, or whatever that is. Bare necessities. I better not sing more. I'm going to get copyrighted. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about in this video is something which, honestly, quite literally, when I first learned it, kind of broke my noggin. It broke my brain. Full transparency. What I want to share with you is really quite incredible. And genuinely, I mean this. This was actually like mind shaking for me, and in a positive way. Although at first, and I will share this because perhaps you will experience this after I've shared this information with you, at first, it's very uncomfortable. And it's like, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I like that. So if you feel that way after you hear this, you're totally not, it's absolutely normal, is what I'm trying to say. This lesson was given to me, I guess you could say, by a beautiful tarot reader that I know whose name is Deborah. And what she had said that somehow sparked this aha in my mind was that creation and creativity flows from within. Now, I had heard many times, many ways that, you should live from within and to go within when you're searching for who you are and all of that stuff. I've heard things like that before. For some reason, that day when she said creation or creativity flows from within, I had some kind of an aha, which I can't exactly explain for you so that you can have it in the same way. However, something in me shifted because I truly realized it broke this paradigm that many of us have, that this knight in shining armor, be that man, woman, or otherwise, or whatever, is going to ride up and just take away our worries and cares and just like fix life. Well, so first part is that that's a bit like a punch in the stomach, because if you've believed that all your life, it feels really disheartening. It's like, well, wait a minute. Hold on then, who's going to come save me? And so there's this first stage of like, well, wait a minute, abandonment fear, where you're like, hey, well, hang on, does that mean the universe is not looking out for me? Because, it was ingrained through like fairy tales, and these things became ideals for us. We thought, oh, wouldn't it be wonderful if blah, 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 when we were kids growing up. And when it was told to me that you are the person that you've been waiting for, I rebelled for a little bit, and which sounds really strange because how you go and rebel against yourself? I don't know. I find ways. And it's because I didn't want to accept the responsibility that essentially everything in my life at all points from my birth until now, with minor exceptions because your parents are responsible for somewhat shaping you at a point. However, most of my life I had spent in the romance and love aspect of my life. I had spent the entire time just really waiting and kind of hoping that yes, this person was going to come along. And really and truly, the most wise piece of advice that I can give you, the biggest nugget that I can offer you from my own experience is the fact that knowledge is the fact that you, as strange as it may sound to hear right now, wherever you're at in your journey, you really are truly the one you've been waiting for. Does that mean that you don't have a divine counterpart? No, that topic is something we can cover in another video. However, what it does mean, and this is, I say this with caution, you have all the power inside of you though. And I have sort of spoken about this in a slightly different way recently. You really do have all the magic and power inside of yourself. You may have heard me talk before in other videos about how if you can turn this thing into your ally, if you can turn your mind into your ally, that you're unstoppable. And this is another expression of that. If you can onboard and understand that it's you, and here's the part that I used to struggle with the most, is that I was like, hang on, so are you telling me that I have to be my own romantic partner? Like, what do you want me to go out and buy myself roses like her? I used to even kind of mock myself. And you know what's funny about that, even funnier now still, is that there are days where I will go out and buy myself flowers because I love botanicals. I love flowers. I love roses. It's not because I'm in love with myself. You understand the difference. I wanted to invite you this perspective shift to understand that if perhaps you have spent your romantic life waiting for someone to come along to fill a void in you, if you feel that way, or to take your worries away, understand that both you and this other person, whoever they will eventually be. Point one is that this person likely doesn't exist. There's really no such thing as the person in shining armor. Let me add a note to that though. What there is there will be a person who will exactly correctly match your frequency. And that is the divine partner that you're meant to have. And that person will want to move and grow with you at the pace and will be on similar currents. I guess you could say if you were on waves, they'd be on similar currents. I wanted to invite you to that perspective because, as I said, when I first heard that, it really shook me to my core, not necessarily in the best of ways, and it has taken me quite some time to even understand it at this level. And it's something which continues, honestly, to benefit me to understand every time that, and this is what I offer to you, this is really a big deal for me. Every time when I learned this, every time that you face a challenge, and you think to yourself, I don't know if I can do this. That really and truly is an opportunity for you to turn inwards and understand and realize that, in fact, you do have all the capability and all the powers to do exactly and whatever it is that you need to do here on earth in this life. And that applies at any given moment in time, which means that you always hold all of the tools. If you go back to like old-timey religions even, and what I mean by that is just the really old religious texts and things, or if you've seen the movie Stigmata, one of my personal favorites, just saying, love Patricia Arquette. Anyway, she goes through what she goes through and ultimately discovers these scrolls that say that the universe, God, everything is inside of you, and all you need to do is basically look anywhere and there's a piece of God, that we have the power within us. We are everything that we need to be, which also means that the crazy power of this, the potency of this, is that when and if you realize that you have all the powers inside you that you will need on this earth to get through anything, you literally can get through anything. And that is something which I hope everyone gets to feel at some time in their life, because the freedom of that really is kind of amazing. And at that pivotal moment, I would say that your outlook turns from a judgmental one, like perhaps mine was at a time, to almost extensively gratitude. It's wild to even say that. I feel almost pompous saying the truth. I am so much more full of gratitude now than almost any other emotion ever. And it's because I am now, sort of as weird as this may sound, I'm now taking myself out of the equations in anything and everything I do, realizing that I have the capability to get through whatever it is that's in front of me because God, the universe, set it out for me, for my path to progress me along. So in essence, there's really nothing to be afraid of. So I want to share that there's no knight in shining armor who is coming to rescue you or to save you, that the most powerful thing you can do is convert yourself into becoming your biggest ally, your best friend, and in a way, your most true partner. And that way you are not feeling like, well, I am only complete if I'm with this other entity. You are each independent beings that operate and choose love every single day, rather than someone coming in to sweep in and clear out all the cobwebs and dirt of your life and just whoop, there, life is magical after that. Like, no, don't like to break it to you, and yet that drama that we've been fed is not the way life really works. So if you know anyone that this video would help, please do share it with them. Subscribe, as that really helps me as a content creator to get the messages out there to those beautiful folks who need to hear them. And last but not least, if you need any support or health coaching, please don't hesitate to reach out to yours truly at this email address, where it would be my pleasure to serve you in whatever way I can. Have a beautiful and a blessed rest of your day or night whenever you're seeing this, and I will see you, gorgeous cats, in the next one. Namaste, much love, and stay healthy. All kinds of books, so many books, all the books. But I like if you know anyone who this video would have, this lesson, I guess you could say, honestly, and I lost my train of thought again. Nuggety piece of wisdom. What am I trying to say? I forget what I was saying. Many person out there dressed up in this wonderful shining silver plate mail armor that is going to ride by on their horse, stop beside you and go, woman, man, or individual person, I have been waiting for you my whole life, yoink you up onto the horse, and you'll both gallop away into the sunset. Now, honey, here's the part something in me shifted. Bare necessities. I better not sing more. I'm going to get copyrighted. So to wrap things up here, you, as strange as it may sound to hear, you really are truly the one you've been waiting for. You can get through anything. And